Hello my good smelling friends. In this video I'm going to present to you my latest top 10 best blind buys. At number 10 I'm going to mention blindbuy Oxygen. This fragrance, I didn't know that I am going to reach out for it that much as I did this summer, because this is a summer fragrance and it has the printing and it has the touch of Alberto Morillas, because it was created by Alberto Morillas, and this fragrance is something different than your regular fresh smelling fragrances, because this has zero sweetness and it has a herbal fresh effect. Like, it smells like you have barely cut the leaves of the green and fresh vegetables. Very nice, very refreshing and pleasant smell, and also with a good performance. At number 9, since we are speaking about Acqua di Gio, this is actually a fragrance which clones almost to perfection Acqua di Gio Profumo, and the fragrance is Arlo Saffron Jazab. Fragrance is simply one of those Middle Eastern clones that are cheap, that are performing great, and that have a high quality and a very similar quality and smell to the original fragrance that it is cloning. Very, very nice smell, very refreshing. Basically, if you know Acqua di Gio Profumo, this is what you're getting with Jazab. So Jazab was number 9. Number 8 is a fragrance which is so unpopular and only I have talked about it, because this house is not your regular perfume house. It's actually more of an aromatherapy house, and it is called Vivacité de Pas by the Fleur de Pas. Probably too pricey to be blind bought, but if you find it for around 30 pounds, $30, I think it's a very good price. This is a very relaxing aromatherapy effect, zen, calming type of fragrance. A very woody, aromatic type of fragrance. This is pure relaxation in here. This fragrance comes in a bottle of 115 ml, so it does have plenty of juice, and it's the type of fragrance you just want to spray on and on, even in your house when you go to sleep. Outside, it's just that type of fragrance. This fragrance cannot be tested, so it was indeed a very successful blind buy. At number 7, it's a very recent blind buy, and it's actually the fragrance which I had latest review on. It's Pharrell Williams Girl. This is a fragrance full of violet, and it has a niche quality because it was made in collaboration with Comme des Garçons, which again, in my opinion, it is a niche house, and the fragrances which they are creating are different from your usual designer fragrance, not to mention celebrity fragrances. This should be in the same branch with celebrity fragrances, but it's not. It's on a way different level. The performance could have been better, but still it is a decent performance for the price it has. And for this kind of smell, again, like I said in the review, if this smell was stronger, it would have been too offensive. Oh, by the way, this is not a fragrance for girls. Check out my review if you want to find more about this tricky looking fragrance. At number 6, I have 2 fragrances, because these I blind bought together, and they are actually my latest purchase, because I just purchased them like yesterday. So they are 2 fragrances from the house of 24. Well, these 2 fragrances were out there for quite a while, but I was quite afraid to blind buy them, because after reading the reviews back then, these 2 came out like some very hard to pull off fragrances. and that's compared to 24 Gold, which is also a quite heavy oriental type of fragrance. But after smelling more Middle Eastern fragrances, those heavy oud, incensey, dark and hard to pull off fragrances, you know, also amouage fragrances, those really not mass appealing fragrances, I thought, how bad can they smell? How hard can they be to pull off? And after smelling them, guys, and after trying so many weird fragrances, these two are really easy to wear. This fragrance, 24 Go Dark. It's definitely a dark fragrance, but it's easy to wear. I mean, it's not that amouage type of darkness, you know, it's really heavy in leather, in oud, in incense. No, this is like a dark vanilla, but it's not very strong, very in your face. It's more of a dry, dusty kind of fragrance. If you have smelled Guerlain L'Instant, you know what I'm talking about. And 24 Platinum. This fragrance is even more easy to wear than this one. And by the way, these two fragrances are unisex. I would say this is more for males, but this one is definitely unisex. This is a fragrance which is spinning around the note of rose. And I saw many people saying that this is the typical rose oud combo. No, this is definitely a rose combo, but it's not with oud, it's with wood. It's different, it's something else. Oud is something heavy, hard to wear. Wood, come on, you can find woodsy notes in almost any type of fragrance these days, and it's not hard to wear. This is a very nice quality rose in here. At number 5, guys, and I have to say it's really hard for me to place each fragrance on this list because I like them all and they were all great blind buys. But here we go. At number 5, it's Eau de Seducteur by Fragonard. Not too much to say about this fragrance besides the fact that this is a 600 ml bottle. I went straight for the 600 ml bottle and it was a very successful blind buy. If you want to see and learn more about this fragrance, just check my latest review on it. Okay, number 4 is a fragrance which has almost made it into my latest top 10s. It is Keton Men. This is simply a very nice compliment pulling aromatic fragrance which has a very good performance, a very distinguishable smell, very different smell, but manly, and could be easily considered a signature scent because you can wear it basically anywhere, anytime, any season, and will do wonders for you. It is just a fragrance which I was looking at for a long time, and when I finally decided to buy it and when I smelled it, I was just so relieved because this is definitely one of my best blind buys. Number 3, again, 2 purchases, 2 fragrances, ones that I haven't yet shown you. These are 2 fragrances from a niche house, a very respected house from France. It is from L'Artisan Parfumeur, Timbuktu and Oeillet Sauvage. This is a female fragrance, this is a unisex fragrance, but I find it more suitable for men. The fragrances have a niche quality, but they don't have oud or any sort of weird dark smelling note, which, you know, they are kind of a common thing now in niche perfumery. You know, weird smelling fragrances, very different from the designer ones. These are not that different. This is maybe a bit different because this is more incensey, like an incensey tea kind of fragrance, but this one is definitely like a very refined female fragrance. One of the best smelling female fragrances I have encountered, very alluring, very sexy, very good performing, and also very natural smelling. I think this is where L'Artisan Parfumeur shines, when they can create these kind of fragrances which are on a different level without going into that oud kind of smelling fragrances. L'Artisan Parfumeur, I'm very glad I made these two blind buys. Number 2 is a fragrance which I haven't recently purchased. I have shown you the fragrance, a couple of videos, not many, but the fragrance is a designer, cheap designer fragrance with a niche quality. You can't actually find it in stores anymore to test it. If you do, you're lucky, go ahead and try it. It is Azzaro Visit. This fragrance, guys, it is simply one of the best blind buys. The money you pay for the fragrance doesn't hurt your wallet. It's an easy to wear kind of smell, but it has a niche quality with that incense, with that woodsy notes. Very, very nice smell. I mean, it is not your usual day-to-day designer fragrance. It's something that I do reach for it because it does give me this uplifting, I don't know, it just creates a good mood. The number 1 fragrance is not something that you cannot try in a store. Guys, you can actually try this fragrance. I think you can still find it in order for you to test it. I blind bought it because I simply didn't have the time to go and test it, and it wasn't that expensive. I read good reviews about it and it simply delivered. It's worth all the money in my opinion. One of the best fragrances for males. It is Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Him. I have reviewed this fragrance and I did say it is one of the best male fragrances. I mean, for the price you're paying for this fragrance, you're getting this very nice, interesting and unique bottle design, which has a very good quality. The cap, also very good quality. The click, which I do love. The smell, which is very powerful, very manly but seductive. It is not that manly, you know, like barbershop, heavy, savage kind of man. This is a seductive type of man. If you have smelled Axe Dark Temptation, you will love this fragrance because it is kind of similar to that kind of smell. And that was it, guys. Until the next video, good luck on your blind buys. And if you want to know how to make every blind buy a successful blind buy, because I have many other fragrances which I blind bought and they are good. They are just not the best. They didn't make it into this top 10, but they were very good blind buys. And if you want to know how I do it, I do have a video about this. Make every single blind buy a successful blind buy, guys. It is not that hard. Until the next video, keep smelling great.